Hello and welcome. What we're going to be looking at in this video is going to be looking at all the tips, tricks and techniques in order to achieve essay success and to help your writing no end, basically in being able to write an essay quickly, be able to have all the skills that you need ready for whenever you need to write one, but also just a very simple guideline to the kinds of things that you need to do in order to write a really good essay. Okay, so let's start. So in this video, we'll go through some very simple strategies. Not so much going into in depth, but looking at just a very simple thing and a very simple checklist that you can have at the top of your head. So whenever you go into writing an essay, you have them at the top of your mind and you know what you're going to be doing when it comes to actually writing it. This is to overcome the main hurdles, which is essentially the mental process. And often, at least I find when I'm teaching them, is the hardest part for a lot of you would be to just simply get through the mental process of actually writing it. So we'll go through a lot of that today as well. Now, simple is probably the best approach. And the reason for that is if you keep a clear head and a clear mind and you don't try and overcomplicate things, or you don't try and write the world's best essay every time, then you find yourself being able to focus on really doing the most important things right, getting an answer to the question done, getting a good approach in, getting a very good and clear structure. Having all those things is a lot more important than really trying to blow the pants off any marker or anyone else who are trying to mark your work. So if you keep it nice and simple, what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to then build up and make your arguments and ideas more sophisticated as you go. The other technique is also, or tip should I say, is that you don't really need to be a master linguist to get a high band. And I want to dispel that myth right now. You don't have to have a really high vocabulary in order to get a really high mark. What you need is to be able to develop a very sophisticated argument. Now, those two things are quite different. To get a sophisticated argument, you will require more than just your very basic run-of-the-mill vocabulary. But at the same time, you shouldn't be trying to impress people with the kinds of language that you use. There is no criteria for impressive language. There's no outcome for it. So to come up with arguments or things which are really complex and deep and isn't going to give you any extra marks than one that is clear, concise and sophisticated. So it's something to bear in mind.